Multisoft Virtual Academy, with over 21 years of experience, offers 1,500 plus courses, partners with 10K plus experts, serves 2,000 plus corporates, has trained 1 million plus individuals, and earning a 4.5-star rating. Here we share the overview, benefits, and facts.
So we have this PUF 400. If you search it on Google, you will get this first link, puff400.com. And on this, after clicking on it, there will be this page, how to get started, where you will have to first register. And after you do that, they will send you an email with your user ID. And I think after some time you get the password also. So make a note of those two things, because if you forget the password, then resetting takes time, because this is a free version, right? So they might not respond to emails quickly. So once you go to this site, you could read through and you will get an idea that there will be some problems with the getting your profile created and all that. Sometimes it may take a couple of days to get your profile. Sometimes it comes pretty quickly. But then it is not loading right now. I did try to ping also. It says destination host unreachable. So we cannot do it right now. But maybe I'm suspecting it might be down over the weekend for some upgrade or some sort of thing. So I'm going to try tomorrow also. And if it starts working, then if I get those steps, I'll let you know.
And so then, this one is from IBM, this
no.
400.
No. This is a different company. A person, I forgot his name. Something starts with S. So that person has opened this company.
So this is freeware for
Holger. Some name is there. So generally AS400 we cannot access it without purchasing it or without subscribing for it, right? So this they are offering free, and where we could create a profile, and obviously it has limitations, but then those are sufficient enough for us to train and practice.
What I mean, time frame, like once we start using it, is there any time frame we can use it?
No, I think it will still be, there there will be some time frame where if you don't use it for those many days or months, it might get suspended or something, but that I'm not sure as of now. So I'll see if I can access this tomorrow. We could communicate and connect to set up this as well. And if you get a chance and if you see that it is working, then it's not that tough. You could do it on your own also.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try that.
Which emulator you are using in the office to access AS400?
That's Alden, right? Some Alden we are using. That is
no. Alden is for change management, right? For this thing to connect to AS400. Like this emulator I'm saying. With this one, the black screen.
Something.
Is it
I
this
don't
one?
remember now. Yeah, correct. Access client solution, and then it was named as something T1, T9, T8, something like that.
Okay. So this also you could download on your machine, and that is available on the IBM website. So if you search with IBM ACS and click on this link, you will have to install Java also first in the system, and then IBM ACS. And
then that PUF 400, right? If I'm using it, then also I need to download this one, IBM, this one?
Yes. So this is a tool, and PUF 400 is AS400 server. So
server.
If you want to connect to that, you will need some tool to connect, right? So we can connect from this. So once you install it, So you will have to first create IBM ID, IBM ID, and then
Okay.
after that it is a freeware. So on this IBM website, when you search with IBM I Access Client Solution and you clicked on this, it will ask
Okay.
you to download. And once you click on download, sorry, it will ask you to log in. And then once you
Correct.
click on login, you will have to create that IBM ID. And
Mm-hmm.
after you log in, you can download this uh, zip file.
Okay.
So this is for the emulator. Emulator, I mean, for mainframe also you must be using some
Correct. Correct.
tool, right?
5250, that thing. Yeah.
So Multisoft is one.
Mocha is there. Yeah. There are a
Yeah.
couple of actually.
And then earlier it was IBM PCOM was also one, personal communication.
Okay.
But then I think PCOM was replaced with ACS, as far as I know. This
Okay.
ACS is the latest tool, and most companies use this one only.
Okay. Yeah. So I used Mocha, not that PCOM thing actually earlier.
Okay. So if I extract the files,
There are one more was there for mainframe. I don't remember now. Like
okay.
emulator. That's emulator.
Okay.
Don't remember.
So once you come into this folder and go to Windows application,
Okay.
you could install one of these two, 32 or 64, based on your operating system. So once you install it, then there is also this one. If you click on this one, this is
Java.
No, ACS bundle only, since I
Yeah,
have it right.
This one we have in the office. Yeah, I can see the logo now properly.
Yes.
It's 2 years back when they just IT people installed it, gave it to us. We even won't see the icon. We just open it and start using. So
Right. And generally we keep our own shortcuts created, right? So we might not come to this window every day. So if I click on that, here you will see different tabs. So session manager is available here. So like what I was showing you on this one.
Correct.
So this is a session manager which I have created a shortcut on the desktop, so I don't need to go into this section again every day.
It's already there.
Yeah, if I click on this, then I could open the black screen, but then before that I will have to select a system here. So if I select PUF 400 and click on this 5250 emulator, it will open a new session for me.
Okay.
Similarly for navigator for I, so there was iSeries navigator in the previous IBM PCOM emulator software. Now they have introduced this navigator for I, which will let you access files on the integrated file system, IFS, which is part of the AS400, but it has a directory structure where we could get PDF, text, or Excel files created or sent. So when different applications communicate with each other, sometimes we might get files from outside applications on this IFS at some path, and then our programs or jobs will process those files. So this could be accessed from this place. So like this, we don't have to go into this every day, but yeah, it will be available when you open the ACS. Then we will go into this session manager and we will create a new session. So new display session. This you must have done.
Yes.
So here we will give puff400.com. Rest everything same. Screen size, if you want, you can reduce, and then we will connect. So after connecting again, it will open a blank session. This is the new session that is open. Close this, and it is not getting connected. That's why it is taking this long.
So all will be 5250 sessions only, right? Because I generally won't see in my office when I can see the name ABC, something like that.
Yeah. So this is also the same thing. See here, but then all 5250. We can rename them as we want.
Correct.
So today we will only see little bit on the theoretical introduction part, and again, this is not something which is must have knowledge. It is just good
Okay.
to have. So you're already familiar with Z series, so you might have heard the history of Z series also. Similarly, on AS400 terminology actually came in picture in 1988. So it was running earlier, but with different names like this System 36, System 38. And then
Okay.
in 1988, it was actually AS400 term came in picture. So if you see many, I mean, I had worked for HSBC. So if you see HSBC's hub system, universal banking, that was built in 1980s, 1988 only, after AS400 came in. So
Okay.
many old systems, you would see all the codes or programs written after 1988, because that's when the AS400 was released
Okay.
by IBM. Z
Okay.
series, which you have already worked on, it could be called a large range computer, but AS400 is a mid range, so little less capabilities than mainframe, but
Okay.
we could call both of them as siblings.
Okay. Z series, I didn't get. This one, same thing AS400. Z series. You are mentioning Z series,
No,
right?
mainframe is Z series.
Okay. Correct.
Yeah,
Ah.
and IBM, sorry, AS400 is I series.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Got
in fact, AS400 was like here rebranded several times. People called it I series, System I, and the latest word being used in 2000s after 2006 or 7 is IBM I. So you would see
Okay.
many
Correct.
people calling IBM I rather than AS400. It's just same, just the name has changed.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
OS400 is the operating system, and AS400 is called as application system. So it
Okay.
runs on OS 400, and then it has its inbuilt technical stack, like it has its inbuilt database, which often called as integrated database, DB2 400, and then everything is object based. So whatever you see on AS400, everything has an object, except a couple 2 to 3 exceptions, which we will see as we go along. But then, be it library, be it any database file, be it any program, or be it any, in fact, your user profile also is an object.
Object.
So
Yeah.
whatever you see on AS400 is an object, and that's why it's called as
Okay.
object-based design, not object-oriented, but yeah, object-based design. And as
Okay.
you must have heard that why these what we say servers are used still in today's modern world is because of their security and reliability. I mean, I have heard that nobody could hack AS400, and I haven't heard any incident that somebody hacked AS400 and stole some data or something like that. And that holds true for mainframe too. And that is
Exactly.
why people are still using it. And you would, or you could see that the industries that use AS400 are mainly the industries which involve a lot of financial transactions like banking, insurance, and then retail. Those are the main industries or domains we could call, which are using these legacy applications, AS400
Correct.
or
Correct.
mainframe.
But
And
nowadays they are moving to Java, right? Most of the main legacy systems, right?
yeah,
They
that
are trying to migrate.
yeah, that's where I was. That's where I was coming to. That they are
Mm,
trying to migrate, but you would not
See
hear
that
a lot
security and
of,
all.
yeah,
Mm,
and you would not see a lot of projects or migration projects being successful 100% at the end of the day. I mean, I
mm,
have heard stories from a couple of companies where they try to migrate AS400 application. They,
mm,
you know, ran that project for 3 to 4 years, and later they have to scrap it because we could not do it fully. In fact, in
mm,
my own previous organization, they had
mhm.
started modernization, but
Okay.
what they had to do, it was a retail application. So retail had a lot of different applications communicating with each other. They purchased 3 different third-party tools, and then they were trying to, out of those 3, one was for AS400 system. So they tried to migrate one part of application, AS400 application on that tool. They took 1.25, I mean, how many, 15 months to just do that, and still they had many issues. So later on, I don't know where they are right now. I left the organization, but then later on, it was so tough that only one part they took 15 months, and that was also not 100% sure.
Okay. So even the stability wise, right? The Java systems and all.
Yeah.
And also the load, right? The load to handle. So they are not so able, I think, if a lot of users are logged in system.
Yes.
So I heard that one generally in some systems like. What? Go ahead.
Transaction processing that these servers do, be it AS400 or mainframe, they are the most fast systems that
secured
that
also.
Could, yeah. So in the same example which I gave, this server was processing crores of transactions in just a couple of minutes. But then when they migrated it to a new system, they were taking 4 to 5 hours to process the same number of transactions, or even less number of transactions than that. So this is again one of the problems that you see with migration, that no databases are designed to handle such large volume of data so fast.
Correct.
So no matter how modern the technology is in which you write the business logic, you would still have to do read and write with the database, right? And that's when the program would not be able to do it that faster. And that's where again this AS400, our mainframe, are having an upper hand. So and once you set
sometimes,
it up,
sometimes that thought comes, right? So people are now migrating to these all modern systems, and how about our AS400? How about our mainframe? Because we have basically those skills, correct?
Right.
So that's why I was just discussing that one.
And it's true that, I mean, there will be a time when it will be successful. It's not that the migration won't be happening for eternity. It's just that it will take time, and until that time we will be people who are, we will be part of that group who do not have or who has knowledge of these legacy systems or technologies, because there are very few people now, very few, as in it's still in thousands, or number is still in thousands, but then if you compare it to other technologies, we don't get people on these niche skills. Secondly, we have that time to learn some new technology, so that if the time comes, we could actually switch the technology path. But I don't think it is happening at least in next 10 years, because that is what even companies trying to migrate are also saying, that it could take more than 3 years. From 3 to 10 years is what my older manager said, that the migration could any way take between 2 years to 10 years. So I was like,
minimum is 2 years.
In fact, this time frame is also too vague, because how could someone just gauge 2 to 10 is too large, right? I mean, you could say 2 to 3, 3 to 4, something like that.
Not practical. If they say 10, then it's they are not sure.
Not sure. So I just hope, I mean, it will happen someday, but not in near future. That's what I feel.
And also nowadays all AI, right? People are moving towards AI nowadays. No, not sure what's future.
Right. And then this there will be some efficient replacement available. That's when this would get replaced, and that is what I think not available right now, fully efficient. So this ILE, it actually came into picture little bit later, which is called integrated language environment. So if you see old programs on AS400, they are called as OPM, original program module. And then when this ILE came, they actually provided the modularity in AS400 programs. So you could create separate modules as per your functionality, and they can be reused in multiple programs. Then they introduced some concept called as service programs, which could actually help you bind different modules together in an efficient manner. So we would go over that also, but then this creates uh, a more efficient programming approach, this ILE.
Okay.
So as it says, it allows combining different programming languages into a single executable. So if I say, when I said we could have different modules created having different functionality, so those modules could be part of any language, like RPG is one language, then COBOL, C, like this. We could also write Java, Python programs also in AS400. So those all could be clubbed together to form a single executable, and that's what the beauty of ILE is, which we did not have in the previous versions of AS400.
Okay.
So
Got it.
we generally use RPG only, but there are people who work on COBOL 400 also. You must be familiar with COBOL already, but
Yes.
on mainframe. And AS400 is also, it's pretty similar, not much difference. But then RPG is the main language that is considered as part of AS400. Very few applications have COBOL 400 as part of their AS400. And then this is a small diagram where it says how it started in 1969 as System 3. It got evolved in 1988. It was termed as AS400 with OS as OS400. And then slowly it moved to this, to IBM I from 2008. And then after that, IBM has started releasing different versions, like if you see 6.1, 7.1, 7.2. So after this period, IBM started a cadence of 3 years, after which they'll release a new version. So right now, if you see 2022 had 7.5, and this year 2025 in April they released 7.6. So new versions are some improvement over the previous versions, but the programs that we write are backward compatible. So we do not need to make a big overhaul to run the programs in the new version. It's just that they will be compiled on the new version, but they are set to run on any version of the IBM I. So this is again a parameter when we compile. Compile meaning when we create the object of any program or file. So right now you would see most systems running either on 7.5 or 7.4, but then people or admin team, I think, will be upgrading to 7.6 in near future, because that's where you get the other things also along with the version release. Then you start getting the PTFs. PTFs mean small upgrades that admin team generally installs at least once a month or once in a quarter, where if there are some fixes needed on the version that IBM releases, then those will be available to our...
these are patching, right? Patching.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's again part of admin team, but then IBM releases those temporary fixes, and then we could our admin team actually updates them. So it also has it's kind of security update that we get on our mobile every month or couple of months. So that's to fix some bugs in the software or increase security or add some minor enhancement. They release that, and then our team installs it from IBM.
Understand.
So right now the latest version is IBM I 7.6. I think PUF 400 also had 7.5 only the last time when I used. Not sure if they have upgraded to 7.6. It was down in the first week of December also for some important upgrades. So when we connect, let's see what version it has. And then this has little description about it. It's again what we saw in the diagram, just a little bit description on that, and then with some photos of how they look. I've gathered this from internet only, so you could.
These are all servers, This picture what you have shown, right?
Yes.
Server, AS400 server.
Right. So earlier they were huge in size. Like if you see in 1988, I don't know if it has a picture. Yeah, it had. So yeah, this was the kind of first AS400 was, and I think later on when it came to I series, right now it's very small in size, like just a small cupboard kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of this one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it I think it must be just 6 or 7 feet high, or maybe 9 feet, and it is small. Earlier there used to be huge, just like uh, the first computer that we had, and it could also have one server. If a company purchases, then it could also have uh, partitions into that. So like we work on development, test, and then production box separately, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
those could be uh, created as logical partitions, or they call it as LPAR, into the
Correct.
same AS400 server. So they are on the same server but logically separated. They have their own separate storage space, and also the library and everything is different across different LPARs. So again, I once the server is purchased, administration team could create different LPARs, and then user could access them as different servers. But yeah, it is on the same server with different partition name. So
Correct. Yeah.
since the initial cost is high, the companies do that. So instead of purchasing 3 different servers, they could purchase extra memory on the same server, and they could partition it. So
Okay.
this document is just good to know. I'll share this with you. But yeah, this is
Sure.
the history that we had with respect to. It's the name given by IBM only, DB2
Okay.
database, and 400 with respect to AS400. That's why 400, because we also have DB2 in mainframe too, right? So
Okay.
mainframe database is also DB2, but then it's on mainframe, and 400. That is why it's called DB2 400.
Yeah,
Uh,
but basically file system only, right? So in
yes,
the
yes.
mainframe, we have a SQL server, right? Actually, it's a DB2.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a VZAM there, VZAM file system, correct?
Uh-huh.
We
Uh-huh.
have a VZAM file system, then DB2 tables. So there's a difference, right? Clear difference. So in AS400, it's again a file system, correct? Like VZAM. You know, right, what I'm talking. VZAM, see, in mainframe, we have a JCL, VZAM, Kix, right? All those things.
Yeah.
So VZAM is a file system, DB2 is a database.
Yes. It's
To,
that.
to be very clear, I mean,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
a, so like that, I heard
Here.
AS400 is a file system.
Mm-hmm.
So why we are saying DB2, something like that? Why we are referring as a DB2?
DB2 is that integrated database in AS400 that I spoke about.
Mm.
So it has the file objects, and what you just mentioned, DB2 tables. It's everything in that
Okay.
DB2 only.
Mm,
And the
mm.
file system that I think you were referring to, the one file system that I showed you, IFS, integrated file system. That is the file system in AS400.
Okay.
So file system is what how you could organize and access the data, right? So you could do it either from the IFS files or from the DB2 tables.
Mm.
Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. But
Mm-hmm.
where I'm coming from is, suppose I have a user table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in DB2, I'll say as a table, wherein we have a DB2 table. I mean, in AS400, right, it's just a file. It's, I mean,
File,
KSDS,
yes, yes.
ESDS, file system, right? So like that, I just wanted to differentiate like what I'm understanding is correct, or why we are referring as DB2, even though it's a file, simple file. I mean,
Yes, yes.
just to be give example, right? There is a application.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you will consider as a couple of tables now. One is a user table. Okay. One is maybe some interest rate table, for example. Interest rate table is what? It is having a definition of interest rate in the bank. For a bank, for some user, you can say. So we are defining the interest rates to be applied to the customer. So that is some configuration table, you can say. So the
Right.
interest table is different, and I have a user table.
Hmm.
User table, we have a list of all users,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you can take couple of tables, like one
Okay.
or two tables.
Hmm.
So in DB2, I have separate tables for each of them, like user table,
Hmm.
interest rate table, and some other table. So
Hmm.
in file system, what I saw, it was in only one file. That's all the records in one file. It's a file, right? Simple file. So that's what saw that system. That I just wanted to understand that. File is suppose, see, I have gave that, right? One user table,
Hmm.
one interest table. So all data, right, for all these couple of tables will be in single file. Okay.
That
But in
this is what.
table, it is separate. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and you saw it in any application. That's what you're saying.
Yes, yes. In one of the my previous organization,
Uh-huh.
when my system was in Vizam, right? So
Okay.
I was having in the same one file, but all the tables data. For example, if you say user table has 10 records, for example,
Hmm.
interest rate table has 20 records, and one more table, maybe email table or something like that, it has 30 records. So 30 plus 20 plus 50 plus 10 records, right? User table 60 records will be in one single file, but they are differentiated with some table type, you can say table
Hmm.
type in single file, but that starts with some table type. So when the system is reading from Wisdom table, right, it is reading the table type and bringing the records, okay, from single file. But whereas when the same system application is in DB2 version, so we have a different tables, SQL tables. So user table is different table, one table. For example, interest rate table is one separate table. Like that, I mean, separate tables, not in a
Hmm.
single. I understood, right? What
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, my understanding is that is a file system, WizApp, and this is a DB2 because we have a different tables for different. I mean, data, you can say.
So
So
here,
similarly, okay, go
sorry,
ahead,
sorry. Go
please.
ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
So similarly, that's what I'm just trying to understand. In my understanding is AS400 is a file system. So why we are coming as a DB2? I mean, wanted to understand maybe something like that. So
Uh-huh.
that's why.
So DB2 is uh, integrated database in AS400. Okay. Now in
Mm-hmm.
DB2, there are two versions. One
Mm-hmm.
is DDM and
Mm.
another is DDL. So
Ah, yes.
in
Mm.
DDM version, uh,
Mm.
what you mentioned as files. So
Mm.
tables were called as files. So
Okay.
for example, PF is physical file, LF is
Mm.
logical file, like that.
Mm.
And
Mm.
when the SQL architecture came in AS400, they
Mm.
started or they provided the DDL thing here, which is data
Okay.
definition uh, language, I think. Yeah. And
Ah,
here
yeah.
we started creating tables instead of PF. So
Okay.
DDM older had all the files as in DDM, which is, I think, distributed data management. So we were
Mm.
creating files and all in DDM, and then DDS, sorry, and then data definition specification, and this is language. And then we started
Mm.
creating tables instead of PF. So both are tables only, but
Mm.
it just, I think in SQL we call it tables, in AS400 we call it as files. So
Ah, okay.
after we started using DDL, then yeah, we started calling them tables, but they can be called as files only, because if I
Mm.
have
Mm.
employee table, I
Mm.
could create it as PF, or I could create it as SQL table. So but
Mm.
both will contain the data in the same fashion, and it just that the constraints and all that we provide would be
Mm.
provided in a different syntax, different type, uh,
Mm.
and that's where they would differ. Otherwise, if at the end of the day both will
Mm.
have the same field, same data, and they will be stored in the same fashion in AS400.
Mm.
So
Okay.
file system, if we talk about, I know that there is a file system called as IFS, which is integrated file system, and then whatever we access here in DDS or DDL, for example, we access it from using object, right? And those objects are stored in some library. So let's say Pradeep is a library and PF1 is the object stored in the library. So I could access this directly, file or table. But if I have to access it as IFS object, I could do that for this table also. So now this Pradeep will reside somewhere in QSys, which is a IBM provided library. So if I say qsys.lib, then pradeep.lib, and then pf1.file, and then every file has a member in which the actual data would reside. So pf1.member. So if I access this, it will refer to the same object that I will refer using this Pradeep/pf1. So this way I could access the file system using this path, or I could simply access the file using this. So it all changed after DDL came in picture. That's when we started calling the tables and all. But I think files and tables are same in AS400. If you create it using DDS, data definition spec, which has some standard syntax of writing the code, that would be this. And then DDL is nothing but the create, alter, table commands that we use, right? So that we could use in AS400 to create tables, and that's what the DDL stands for. So I think that's what the difference is. But if you say that file system we call as a file having all the records, and then table will be storing individual record, I don't think that is there in this AS400.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, why I asked this question is like in previously one application, we have those application all the three systems. I mean in Vizam, in DB2, and on the AS400. Okay, so that application is in all the three versions. So whenever there's a change, right, we have to change all the three, need to test and all. So that's where that question came to my mind. I mean, just to
no worries.
Okay.
I am not familiar with VSAM, so that's why maybe I was not able to fully understand first. But then file system wise, this is how it is in AS400. Yeah.
VSAM is like we have a different file system there, like KSDS, ESDS, RRDS.
Okay.
So that's a purely file system. I mean, where we use these commands to read the file and all, right? Start browse and all. Like if we want to read the things sequentially, we do the start browse. I mean, to set the cursor to that first this thing, then we'll read. So if you want to dynamically read the data, record, there is a KSDS. We use the KSDS file system.
Okay.
So like that. And for RRDS is again some reference address, reading with the help of reference address like that. So that's purely a file handling. We can say file handling and accessing a file like that.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. So, and yeah, thanks for explaining that. So we will start with the DB2 first, and in DB2, we'll be going through the different types of files, like physical file, logical file. This DSPF is display file, and PRTF is printer file, or the reports that we say. And display file is nothing but the menu screens that users access by using different menu options.
Okay.
Then we will move to CL, in which CL won't take that long because it's the shortest module in AS400. So it is mainly used as wrapper programs over RPG or COBOL programs. So we start with CL, and then we call RPG programs from that, right? So once that is done, we will move to RPG. In RPG, we will cover normal RPG, then ILE and SQL RPG also. SQL RPG is nothing but we could write SQL statements in the RPG programs. So there are different different topics in this. Like we have cursors where we create a temporary data set in the program and then work through it, or we could simply select the records in the normal SQL query also.
Okay.
Then there will be triggers associated with the DB2 table, so that we will go through. Then this display file and printer files, we will have to cover a lot of part of it, because only designing could be done in this, but then the actual programming happens in RPG or SQL RPG. So we
Okay.
will cover that in this section. And once that is done, COBOL we do not have. It's just that I have shown the source physical files that we write the codes into. And then after that is done, we will cover some production support related things like jobs, subsystem, and I think production support related part is not part of our syllabus. That must have been shared with you, but then it's not a huge module again. So we will cover it
Okay.
maybe in an hour or two, just to give you overview of how it works, because when we are working, we won't get the development part all the time. We will have to support the jobs and all. Like you said, you're already working in L3 support. So apart from the tickets that you get for the issues in the programs, there will be
Yeah.
times when the batch jobs running in the systems will go into message wait, and you will have to take some action part that we will
Yes.
discuss. But yeah, this is a high level thing. So we will start with DB2 once we get access to the system, and then we'll go from there. And we could, have it as much interactive as possible. And